What's going on, guys? You got Quasi here for Quasi Animation Studio and Quasi Media Network. Yeah, I'm right here right now. We're going to talk about ARP, or better yet, excuse me, you know it as Auto Rig Pro. But we're going to talk about Quick Rig. But I want to do a few breakdown parts. So let's go ahead and go over to it. So of course, I don't have my Quick Rig installed, so let me go install it real fast. Okay, so bear with me here. All right, so let me see where we at, because I got to remember where I put it. Oh. Oh man, I don't remember where I put it. Yeah, let me install it real fast. I'm sorry, guys, that I wasn't ready. All right, there we go. Okay, so I have two different versions, so I need this one. All right, got it set up. So come over here to our presets. So I'm gonna go to my presets. I think it's these, yeah. Alrighty. Let me make sure to save, because sometimes it didn't work. So my presets aren't showing up in here for some reason, so I'm gonna go back and fix it. No, it's not it either. Is it this one? Yeah. All right. Okay, so now it should show up. It's still not showing up. That's weird. You click. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to import it, and then I'll be able to make it a preset, because for some reason it won't let me. It won't see the presets unless I need to restart Blender, which sucks. All right, let's do that. Let's restart Blender. All right, so again, I like doing videos that show you some issues that you may run into. Again, it's still not there. Don't know why, but all right, let's go ahead and get set. So what I want to do first is, first off, we have to, it's going to ask us, tell us that the thing is not found. So I'm going to go and import, because I already know I have one. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my presets, my custom mapping, which is, it should be, I want to say it's version 2. Yeah, it's version 2. So the mapping is not even set for this for some reason. So let's do it again. Let's go to the other one, because I already have a mapping for it. Okay. Nope, that's not it either. Go to this one, and it's still not set up. All right, that's fun. All right. And it should be, because I know I've done this more than once. All right, let me go and check the other one. It's another one I have. Is it custom limbs I put it in? Okay, all right. Well, let's go ahead and do it from scratch. So I'm sorry this is taking so long. I apologize. All right, so the best way to do this is to keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. So you're going to push, we're in pose mode. To go over here, we're going to hit on the pose. We're going to hold shift and then hit the down arrow. It's going to drop everything down, okay? So I'm just going to push all this up. I'm going to close just these, because these are the ones, everything from like here up is basically what we're going to deal with, except for when it comes to the fingers, okay? So because the way Auto Rig is set up, you can actually click the things individually. So we're going to do a right leg, and in Blender, the right leg is on the left side, okay? So I'll make that real clear again. The right leg is on the left side. This is the left. This is the right. Okay, so the thing is it says bone right leg 1. All right, so if you're going to try to remap with if you want to use remapping with the like Mixamo or something, you're going to have to make sure that your right says left over here. So that means I will make all the right side the left side. However, if you want to use auto rig to remap with Xenoverse animations, you don't have to do anything when you go over to the remap and hit retarget. It's going to automatically do it because the bones are already set that way. Do not know why that happens with the Blender model. I mean, with the Xenoverse models in Blender, but it does. Okay, so we're going to make this simple. So I'm going to just do it. I'm just going to follow along this edge. So this is right, and this is right. This is not the right side, so I'm going to go left. All right, so on the thigh, this is the top bone. Okay, it's not this bone, it's this bone. All right, so when you say like calf, this will be that bone. This will be bone 2. So bone 1 would be thigh, bone 2 would be calf. Okay, and we'll go down to the foot, which will be this bone. I'm going to just click it, and then make sure, because there's 2 toe bones here. You see how it says GL foot? Don't click that. Make sure it says toe. And we're going to go toe. There's no toe in, so now we're going to go to the left side, which on the Xenoverse model is the right side. We'll do the same thing. That's it. Simple as that. All right. Okay. Just like I said, just making sure we're clicking the proper one. And then we'll go to the arms. Again, the right side is the left side. Now understand, when I come up here to the arms, the shoulders are in the way, right? So it's going to want us to do the shoulder. So since I can automatically start at the shoulder, I'll start at the shoulder. I'm going to push this down and hit arm 1, and the forearm is arm 2. Okay. All right. So don't forget that. All right. Now I'm doing this wrong, so I have to undo this because we're supposed to be on the left side. So let me redo this. Shoulder, arm 1, arm 2, and then the hand. All right, so do the same thing on the right side, but now we're going to do the fingers, which start with the thumb, which would be the first bone at the top of the hierarchy. So these bones right here would be your first one. Okay. All right, so we click that one, click this. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to come over to this side, and we'll go left, and then I'm gonna come back up here again, starting with the shoulder, and then I'm gonna go to the arm, hand, then just click the thumb, because everything's right there. So you can click the bone and I drop it right into there. So understand that it's backward on the Xenoverse model, which is weird, but it's just the way they have it set up for some reason. Don't ask me why. Okay. And when you see this right here where it says 3 bones, 1, 2, 3. So don't use 4 unless you have a model with 4, but only if that 4th bone intersects with the mesh. If it doesn't intersect with the mesh, don't use it. And it will just create a thing for it. All right, so let's go to spine, which is already set up, which is funny because it works there. And then the head and the neck. Okay, so you would do the same thing where you would go and click the head and then click the neck, etc., etc. So now when you want to create a preset, what you're going to do is you're going to do the drop down, go to save as, and understand where your preset is over here in the render tool. So go over here, in the add-ons, go to add-ons, go to user, so it's faster for you to get to it. And we're going to go to quick rig, right? And we already know that our mapping is to the custom remapping ARP. So you could select your folder, okay? And then you'll do the drop down, hit preset, and then we're going to go Xenoverse _2 models, and I'll probably go 1. Okay. Well, let's say revised. So let's say revised, right? Ooh, I deleted all of that. Models revised. Okay, so now when you do the drop down, there's an actual preset. Okay, so we have our preset. I'm sorry, I hit the mic. We have our preset. Okay, so everything's set. So when you go to quick rig, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just close this so I don't have this craziness. So this is just stuff I have in this scene. All right, so we're going to go to quick rig. I'm going to go copy constraints and copy and retarget shape keys. There are no shape keys, so matter of fact, let me get rid of that. Preserve volume. because sometimes the volume goes down. And where it says scale, so right here where it says shape, this is going to be where your orphan bones, the shape of your orphan bones, okay? So there are no constraints. I'm just telling it to copy constraints, but there aren't any, all right? So I can do either sphere or box, meaning in other words, it's going to be a cube in the place of where the face bones are, or even other orphan bones. So I'm going to leave it at sphere, and I'm going to make the size 0.3. Okay, you can choose what color it is. I'm going to make it red since the character clothing is red, and then we're going to hit OK. That's all you have to do. You're going to hit OK. Okay. All right, so now it's set up, right? Like I told you, those bones are going to be spheres. Okay, so that means even all of the face bones are spheres and everything like that, and that or whatnot. All right. Okay, so now the next bit is for us to get past this point that I don't like how this works, why it does all of this, because now it's duplicated the geometry for some reason, and I have no clue why. So I just close this, and then when I close that, I just drop this into there. So when I open it up, this is there, even though it's just like you can't get rid of it, but the rig's right here. So now I don't have to fight with it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over down here and go in front, and now the test is evident. So I have my auto rig. If we go back to preferences, I kind of hate it when people do this when they be like go back and forth. It's set to IK by default. I usually set it to FK by default and turn off the headlock. Okay, so I have it set up that way. So now what I'll do is grab the hand. Come on, hand. All right, there we go. So I grab the hand, and then boom, it's ready to rock. Now I want you to understand something. The way Xenoverse models are set up, they have helper bones. That's why that's why you see how it says armor parts in there. There's another one that says arm helper. You need that helper bone. You don't need the armor parts as much, but I do recommend that, like for armor parts for me, I just tend to hide it. I don't use it. So I just leave it hidden. But I want you to notice something. When you push this down, right? Okay, so we're gonna push this down. All right, you see how that arm bows? That's because it needs the arm helper, because it has helper bones, and now it's straight. So understand when you're using these models, I mean using something like auto rig or even Daitomodachi's auto rigger, you're gonna have to remember that bone, that particular shape, or whatever you decide to make it. If it's a custom shape, if it's a bone, if it's armature, if it's a control rig like this, whatever, you need that helper bone. Okay, so don't forget that helper bone. All right, another thing, the waist is little on these, so watch. So the inner one is not the one you need to be moving. That is your, like, okay, this is the one you have to move. So this is the one that's going to do the most control. This is your core root, your master, right? Okay, so we clearly see that it's working now. So now if you want to go and I usually don't need this, so I just close all of it, because I'll just go here to this, and then it'll say which one you want. I already know the armature is the actual armature, so the control rig is what I want. So I'm going to rename the control rig to Crimson _ control rig. This way now when I go in, and over here I'm going to rename it the same thing too, because I don't want, like, say if you're animating something, you don't want that control rig to be interfered with. So yeah, so I'm gonna show you remapping on 2 levels. All right, if you're using auto rig, all right. Okay, so let's just go control rig. So I'll go control rig. All right, so now that's set. Okay, so now when I come up here to the little, standing, I have the 2. I just clicked out. Okay, so this is where I don't have to go back and forth. I just go click, click. It just is simple. All right. So now I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna open up remap, and I'm going to put her as the target, and then I'm going to create a new collection. And reason why I always name the collection, so this way I always know what I'm doing, and I name this animations. Okay, so the animations we're going to bring in, I'm going to bring in FBX in, and it's going to be a Xenoverse animation. I mean, the reason why I'm going to show you this right now ahead of time is to make it quite simple to basically put it. So I'll go default. I want to say a basic character animation, so I'm gonna do a walk run. Because they come in backward, I'm going to go Z forward. I'm not going to restructure the armature, and I'm just going to import the FBX. Okay, so when I bring that FBX in, I want to create a the dope sheet, and then go to the action editor in the dope sheet. Okay, so I already know that when I come down here, there's 3 parts. So there's a run, walk, and a T-pose. So I'm going to get rid of the T-pose. Come up here to File, Clean Up, and Recursive Unused Data. Oh, I didn't click it. My bad. Sorry. So yeah, we're going to get rid of those data blocks. We don't need them. Okay. So when I come over here to the walk, this character, and I understand she's probably going to go upward for some reason. So I'm just going to go ahead and key this and hit auto scale so that the character comes down to roughly about her height. Okay. And there is zero need. I know this might sound weird, but there is zero need to redefine the rest pose. It has the exact same rest pose. The only difference is it's down here, and that's the downside. So what the best thing to do is that we can just make adjustments. So just walk with me here. So I'm going to hit build bone list. Okay. Now it starts to show at the top of this list things that aren't there. But when we scroll down, we see that everything links up to what everything is. You see that, right? Okay. So it automatically links up to what those parts are. Okay. So that means when I go to hit retarget, so since on the target I don't have I can come here to the root master and it gave the wrong one. See how this is on G? I don't want it on G. Okay. So I'm gonna show you how to make this easier. So I'm gonna come here to this one, click this pelvis, the proper pelvis, and then come over here and go to it. So now it's showing the root master on that one, right? So this is the one that I want for the root master when I come over here. All right. So now go add, because you want the root master X to be on the bone pelvis, not the G pelvis. Set root, and then we're gonna come out of there, and I'm gonna go auto. Huh? Oh, it's got duplicates. Okay, so since it's got a duplicate, what I'm gonna do is go look for that G bone that I know I don't need or want. Matter of fact, I make that so much easier. Do this instead. Click, click. All right. Oh, go to. All right, here we go. All right, so. Oh, it removed the duplicate. Never mind. It removed it. Okay, so now I should be able to retarget. There we go. All right, so Bezier, and then gonna hit OK. The reason why I do Bezier is so that the curves are smooth. So you see how I told you she was gonna be all up. Now you see how everything's all jank at the top. Let me explain why that's like that. It's because in my rig, everything is flipped. Okay. If I didn't flip it the first time, it wouldn't have done that. But I did flip it for the sake of retargeting with other structures. So we're going to go Control Z. And what I'm going to do. So now understand this is the other way around. Oh, it's not. Okay, my bad. So I have this on IK. This is FK. Okay, so that's what the distinction is. So don't forget that when you use these rigs, this is in the IK and not FK. So we're going to switch over to FK. So you just click the top bone and you hit 1. Okay, so it's good that that happens so you can see. So because understand this is an IK. When you're retargeting, most of the time it's going to be in FK. Okay, so we're going to go back to ARP and we're going to retarget again. All right, and it should work properly this time. All right, so it didn't. Okay, now I think I know why it didn't, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and go back again, and this time I'm going to go ahead and go to those bones. All right, so those bones don't want to show up. All right, so this is where we have our issue. So remember when I did this one here, this is set up as IK left, right? Even though this says right. So that means that it's trying to translate to this side, even though this is the right side. So that means I would have to flip this. Okay. And that's why it's not retargeting accordingly. All right. I'm just showing you, just telling you exactly why it's not retargeting. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this. I'll turn her off as the target, turn her off completely. And then I'm going to bring in another character. Now, I know you might think, oh man, that's a lot going on right there. Well, what I'm going to show you is that I've used a, I think it's one of these. Let me make sure, because I don't want to be saying something and then it's not it. No, I don't think that's the proper control rig. Nah, that's the Daitomodachi rig. Yeah. Trying to think about what other character I might put an ARP rig on. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, that's so annoying. But yeah, so what's happening there is the fact that this character's bones are the other way around. All right. So because they're the other way around, let's put the target on. Because of that, like for instance, as you can see here, it says left hand, and this is saying left hand. So it's going to this one, even though that's realistically the right hand. Okay. So for the model, all right. So when I come over here and click this, you see how this says right, but see, remember, this is the true right side, but the original armature says this is the left side. So if I go over here and do this and click this one, see, I click that one and go to it, it says the arm roll for the left, right? But we know that this is clearly saying in here that this is the right. See it? All right, so when I go over here, I'm sorry, that's not set up. This one should be. No. This one. All right, there we go. So it's saying right, even though it's not. So I made it backwards. So I'm showing you some issues you can run into if you're trying to use animations and retarget them from the game. So what I recommend is that you would basically just set the armature up for the Xenoverse model the way that it's set up for real, and then when you go to retarget with other stuff, you basically would have to make sure that those bones retarget properly. So I mean, you would have to have two different versions of your export. So that means I would have my export version, like the version I have here where it says where is it dang. Okay, so yeah, so my export version down here says XVT2 new. That's the actual, that would be the import export for a different set. So it wouldn't be this one. You see how I said all that's missing, but when I come in here, it links. Okay. All right. So this is for a different, this is for this Daitomodachi auto rigger, and it'll work just fine because those bones set up exactly the same way as the bones for the armature. But for auto rig, you have to make sure that when you go in eye drop, that if you want, like I eye drop the other way around on purpose. So if I was going to eye drop this now and I come here, I would just switch it over to this one so that it go with this. But that means that you would have to have two different presets, a preset that does this, right? And then a preset that goes the way that I set it up, and then a preset that is the other way around where the right is the left. I mean, the right is saying right and the left is saying left, even though this is the right and this is the left. With any other armature except for this one, for some reason, this is the only one that comes in backward. Don't have a clue why, but it does. So I mean, now however, you could just tilde the 9 and I started it, and you could tilde the 9 and keep the character turned this way. Let's say 180 degrees, and then you will really be on the right track where this is the right, where this is the left and this is the right. What the problem with that is, you would have to come in backward every time, and then when you flip the model around, it's still going to be backward no matter what. So like, you just kind of have to only in Blender for some reason does this work to happen. Well, I'm sorry, now I ain't gonna say that because I don't use anything else, so I've only noticed it in Blender. But that's basically the way you would set this up. So don't get discouraged if it's not working properly if you're trying to retarget, because you set it up properly and you're trying to use a Mixamo animation. And what you have to realize is let's say you want to use a Mixamo or any other mocap, that this on the Dragon Ball model, though I have it saying left, this says right on the armature. So if I click this armature and I take it and put it in pose mode and I go to its wrist bone, it says right. You clearly see that it says right. You know what I'm saying? So don't get discouraged by that. I hope they help someone. If you need a clear explanation, or really, to be honest, tinker with stuff, play with stuff. Don't rely so heavily on trying to get ask questions, because one thing I always learned is I ask questions, but I ask questions to try to figure out not necessarily how to solve the problem, but how did that person solve the problem? Like, how did you solve it? Like, what was your process? So I'm trying to show you the process on how I figured out, because there was no tutorials on this, right? So no videos. So I realized for the left hand, okay, that like here, you saw how, see how it's showing a double. This is on the G. I don't need that on the G. Why is that there? You know what I'm saying? That should be none. Okay. So automatically the hand is not paired in the proper place right there, at least in that regard. Okay. So if I come over here and I go to the hand, so I should be able to go straight to it. You see how it's not going there? There's nothing there. Okay. Okay, so this one going down to this. See, that's on the wrong part. That's not the hand part I need. So what I would do is come down here. Did I go to, yeah. Okay, so I come into the hand and I find that hand. Where is it? Come on. Oh my goodness. All right. So now we have the hand proper here. Right. So I come out of there, come into here. I come up here. It's not going to be on that side. It's going to be on this side. So when I click it, see where it went? It didn't go to the proper place. All right. Even with this one, it's going right here to this G hand. So it didn't go to the proper hand. All right. So this one doesn't need to be there. Double click it, hit delete. Come down to this one, double click it, hit delete. Okay. So now when I come back over to this one, I can go back to the hand and it should show the proper hand. All right. So if I come over to this, now I should be able to, and it showed me the actual proper hand. But again, this is on that side. Okay. Because I know if I go to retarget, what's going to happen, and it's telling me there's no root again, which is weird. Because it's on the wrong one. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. So there we go again. All right. Oh, did I not set it as root? No, I did not. All right. Okay. So, and then it's talking about duplicates. It should have deleted them. And boom. And it's still not going to work because everything's wrong. You see how it looks? Because there's a lot of mixed pieces here. That was funny. I'll get everybody to say that was funny. All right. So one of the things that I'll do is come here and see what we got. So it's not showing anything there. Let me go to the foot. So the foot's correct. So that means it's got to be a duplicate on this leg. The spine 1, spine 2 isn't in there for some reason. That's weird. Because there's a second spine. There goes spine 2 right there. Let's pick it. Okay. That's spine 3. It's not showing the spine 3. So I figure spine 3 is the chest. Yeah, it did that wrong. Okay. The base to the base. I don't need that. That's going to nothing. So this is arm. This is the arm. So I definitely need the arm. So if I come in here and type arm. All right. So it's showing arm. It's showing the arm roll is arm 1. You catch that, right? And we know that the right is the left. So I'm going to do this. The helper went to the helper. Armor went to the armor. This is wrong again. Click this one. So again, you have to go pay it. You see what I'm doing here, right? I'm paying attention to what's not clicking. Okay. So I'm going to go forearm. It's not showing it. I mean, arm 2. It's not showing arm 2. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. There it is. See? Arm 2. All right. And then the other one should be arm. Where is it? That's too far down. So it's up here somewhere. All right, this one. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Now that was different. Because this is supposed to be on this side, right? Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a little mixed up right now. Don't sue me for it. All right. See, like here, the leg. Remember, I said that these were the other way around. So this is the left. This is the left. This is the right. So if this says right leg, that means I need to click this one. And same thing for this one, because the legs are off. So the right shoulder. Oh no. Let me go to the shoulder. The shoulder showing left on the proper one. And the right shoulder showing the right on the proper one. Okay. I'm not understanding why I can't see arm 2 for the other arm. That one, okay. Oop. Okay. I think I just messed up. Yeah, I did. Gonna fix that. All right. Where's the other arm? There it is. Okay, I was looking for it. I'm like, what in the world, man? So that also means that the hand is off. I'm just trying to make sure it's correct because I already know that I'm going to have a problem. So let's try to retarget again. It still may not work properly. Yeah, so like this, the hand and the wrist. So that's really what my issue is now. Yeah. The arms are wrong. the arms. Okay, so this saying left, which is this side. Well, anyway, so I don't want to seem kind of crass about it, but but I do recommend making 2 versions of this. Okay, the one that I have right here, this version, the way I set it up, where the right is the left. Okay, well, the right is the left, and the left is the right. Okay, so you see how it says right, and over here it says, oh sorry, let me click it, and then over here it says left, right? The XENOVERSE model doesn't come in like that. So clearly it says right on the left side, and then it says left on the right side. Okay, so what you would do is create, duplicate, bring it, append your model. So if you already have more than one model, then just come up to your model, right click, and then just duplicate collection. And then rename it to whatever, like version 2 or whatever, and then set up your auto rig or your quick rig again, where it's set up the same way as your bones. If you want to use this rig, I mean, you could auto rig it, but I mean, you could still do it, but that means you would have to go in and change everything in your remap. So that means you would have to remap. You would have to do a remap, which isn't bad, because all that means is I'm not changing anything in my rig. You get that, right? All I'm changing over here is my remap. That's all I'm changing. So whatever you did in quick rig is going to stay. Okay, it's not going to go away. You're just changing your remap. So you can have multiple remaps. So when I come over here, I can save a preset for the remap. I would just have to come over here and go, okay, right to right, left to left. So since this says right, I just really need to make this the right. So for instance here, this is the forearm left, right? So that's arm 2. So I'll just click that. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I click that, and then here, the shoulder, on the shoulder, I will click the shoulder to this one. So all of this will be on the proper side. Okay. which is a trip because is it the proper side? Yeah, it's the proper side. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, because okay, no, that's wrong. It would be this one. I'm on the wrong side now. Because here it says left, I would come to the right. That's foot, not toe. Where the toe? Where the toe? Is the toe not showing? Oh no, there it is. That's the toe right there. Okay. So then I would come down here and just make the toe the proper toe. Again, this is mapping. This does not change your rig. My rig is still the same, okay? So now when we go into the right, I know I'm on the left. Okay. So I just need no, I'm sorry, I'm on this side. So that means I would click this one. Yeah. And then to the forearm, it'd be the same thing. I click this one. And then, so for the foot right, I just click this one and then change it to foot left, which is foot right. Understand, your rig is now the other way around. So that means that your left side is your right side for the XENOVERSE model. Okay. So same thing for the hand. We already say that says right. We know that needs to be left. I'm not worried about the knee. So I know leg right is left. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm supposed to be doing this one. Okay. And then leg 2 is this one. All right. So the right would be left and the left would be right. Okay. So this shoulder would be this one. Same thing with this toe. Okay. So that's what we're fixing. All right. This is, again, this is just your auto mapping. Everything else is linked fine. So we ain't gotta worry about that. I don't think. No. So the head, hand, foot, index. See what we got. See what we got. All right, cool. So I slide up a little bit. Let me go on back up here to the top some. All right, so I hit neck, chest. The chest is spine 3. Okay. Spine 1, 2, arm left to the right. Okay, so so arm 1 left. We already know that this says that this is the left. So I click that. Click this one. I'm just trying to make sure that it's set. I don't want anything to be off. So by the time I get to the foot of the hand, this should say this. So that's what, foot? All right. So yeah, the hand. Okay. So now we should be getting ready. So it should be repaired now. All right. Thigh, leg or calf. All right. Shoulder is properly. Toe, I think I already did the toe. Yeah. So now we're rolling to the other thing. All right, cool. All right, I feel like something's missing, but that's fine. All right, so now when I do the remap, so let's say I go and export this as a preset. So I go export this as a preset. So this would be ARP XV2 new version. Just go new version 1. All right. It didn't save. All right, so now I've saved that, and now I can go retarget, and it should work. Now understand your model shoots up because the center is off. Now you see how the fingers aren't exactly dead on, so that means something's going on with the fingers that needs to be fixed too. But for the most part, she should be walking the same walk because all I did was just change the mapping. I did not change in any way, fashion, or form anything in reference to. Let me come back and undo it. All right, so we want to go and figure out what's up with these fingers. Okay, so I'm gonna go to, so I know the fingers are off, I just don't know which one. So let me click this one. It's not showing me, so apparently it's off. All right, so index, so yeah, left to right, right to left. All right, this one seems like it's on point, and I could be wrong because this says right, so that's on point. So what's wrong with this middle part? One of these was all the way off. I don't know. It's weird because again, left, right. You know what? Let me just do this. Go index, the first index, and see if it changes when I click it. Nope, doesn't. All right. Go to the second one. No. Third one. It's set. So why did the middle finger? That's so weird. The middle finger just decided to be weird on this one for some reason. Go to the third one. So all of that's straight, except for that. This should shoot to the bone, and it's not. The middle. So the ring finger, okay, the ring finger didn't go. Ah, it's interesting that it didn't sit. That's what we're seeing. The ring finger not set. All right. Again, come over here. See if I can pull it. Nope. Don't want to go. Because none of that hand is set. Look at that. Okay, so, all right. So again, these are the type of things you have to pay attention to because it could just not do it, and it didn't. I don't know why, but it didn't. Going to the middle. Just have to set it. Again, that eyedropper is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Artel, for hooking that up. That is the creator of Auto Rig, if you don't know. All right. Setting this up. I'm sorry. I apologize if this seems a little too long, but I did say I want to do a walkthrough. So basically, we're going to just run through it. If I'm explaining too fast or being too quick, let me know. Ooh, I messed up. All right, there we go. Caught that quickly, didn't I? All right, thumb. Oh, man. All right. Now, I'm going to show you how to fix that thing where it shoots up into the sky, okay? All right, so let's fix that real quick. Matter of fact, let me click the other one. I don't like the fact that it starts on 1. I always do all my stuff on 0. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and retarget it again. This way it's 69 frames. All right, so it's set now, but I want to save again my preset. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this other preset that I have is I'm just going to just name this one version 1. And it's just version 1, okay? Just letting you know that's how easy it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. You can do this here. Matter of fact, I am. Just go into the graph editor. We're gonna go to the center. All right. So what I'm gonna do with the pelvis is I'm gonna hit 3, and I'm gonna bring it down here. So hit numpad, scroll down. Let me pull this up some more so we can have a good view. Yeah. All right, so I know that the Y location, let's go into view so we can only see the selected curve. So hit only selected curve. All right. And then I'm going to push G, Y, and I'm going to push it down. Okay. All right. All right. So now to make this smoother, while you're still in the viewport, hit period key again. And this way it'll be smoother and it'll go down slower. All right. Click all of it. Do it again. And we're going to go back to the dope sheet. All right. To the action editor. And I just went back there just for GP. Hit the home key and all of the frames should show. I'm going to bring this down to 68 frames so it'll move in a smooth cycle. And I'm going to turn that off. All right. Okay, so we'll hide the overlay. Well, let's hide the bones. So go down here, hit bones. And now she should walk just fine. Look at it from the side. Everything is working accordingly. Okay. So that's the thing right there where, like I said, you just have to stop for a second and look at what's happening, because you could be in a position where you're thinking, oh, it just doesn't work, it's messed up. I'm like, no, it's not messed up. Just have to pay attention to what's there. And I know a lot of times we're just trying to be in a hurry to get things done, and I'm not mad at that. I get it. You could set your arm roll up for it. Again, this is using auto rig. But let's say, for instance, I wanted to do one for a different type of character. So hold on. I clicked that character, right? So let me click this, turn this off so that this character doesn't, because I turned bones off, turn it back on. So this character should be selected. Turn that off. I'm going to do a recursive cleanup so that one action is gone. So the only action that's here is the remap and then the run. Okay. So she has the remap. All right. So I'm going to delete this, delete the hierarchy again, come back up in recursive because I want to get rid of that armature. And we're going to reset her. Now I'm going to show you something. Sometimes this happens, but it worked this time. But sometimes when you put a animation on a character, it doesn't always, and when you go to reset, it doesn't always straighten out. And I don't know why, but delete that. Now let's bring in a different version, different thing. So we go here. I'm gonna go to animations, mix some more. I'll make this because this I'm just now really start using 3.12. So I'm gonna use again another walk, and I think I'm gonna do walk 2. And on this one, since we're doing a mix more animation, I want to bring and I want to do auto bone orientation, and then we're gonna import. Okay, so I'll drop it in here and do auto scale again. Bring it up to where the head is roughly peeking through the top. And I'm gonna push it over like I usually do. And I'll move the character over, the model over, okay? So it's apparently turned the other way. Uh-oh. So if I hit 1, it is facing the other direction. If I hit 3, we can clearly see it walking the other way, okay? So we'll turn it around. Don't know why it was turned around, but it was turned around. All right. So now when I go build bone list, it's going to set this bone list according to auto rig. Okay. Because auto rig has a default for Mixamo. Okay. Now the difference here is the root master I need to set for the hips. Okay. So now because Xenoverse models are so freaking strange, we're going to probably run into an error. Okay. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go into rest pose, and it's already set, but watch this. I'm going to show you something. So when I go select, okay, because of auto rig, it worked. But if you were using the actual, if you tried to do this with the Xenoverse armature, the bones would push inward, shrink, and it would be offset and it wouldn't work properly. But because of the auto rigger, it worked nicely. Okay. So I don't know why I keep talking about duplicate bones, but it deleted them. Okay, so let's see if it worked. Okay, so it's not too bad. Again, we have one issue that's clearly, like I told you before, that oh, come on, the helper bones are not set. Okay, so I would have to come in. All right, let's say just select the bone only, and what I would do is I would hit I and do rotation because there's no location, and I would just set it to fix it, right? And then just rotation again. Same thing here. I would just set it to work, and then I rotation. So as she walks, okay, you see how she's not moving. So apparently something didn't work, and I don't know what it was. What set is the root? Don't tell me that set is the root. So the root didn't set? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's retarget. I'm gonna retarget again. I can retarget just like this. Okay. Because it didn't set the root. Okay, so now the root is set. Alright. Alright, you see that, right? Alright, so now again, oh, I hit spacebar. Now again, I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna click the same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing again. All right, hit I because I want to make sure that her bone is set the way it should be set. That's why I said remember that those bones need to be set. Okay, so now when I come in and I set her up, she should walk just fine. And boom, there we go. Okay, so because of the auto rigger, the bones, now some things always be off to me, and I think it's weird how these hands are always like this thumb, it's always off. Don't know why, but I fix it the same way by coming into a not in here, but going into the graph editor on the hand, right? And I just like, because I have to do that again. Okay, and then like I think it's on the Z. Let's look at the rotation. So yeah, it's on the X. So let's go X. And I just push that out some, and then on the Z, and then on the Y, rotate. So now the hand looks more natural, but it's still wrong. So I'll just come here and then just push it out a little bit. And then the same thing on the next one. I'll just take, I always hit the period key, go on the X and pull it out some. This way now when I go and look at it through here, it's not piercing through so much. So when I look at it from the front, she look more like she's, you know, walking naturally. All right. And that is that. So I hope they help someone, and that you can now make your decisions accordingly. Another thing I noticed just now too is that, okay, so for instance on these rigs, the spine, it has, this is one spine, right? So, and then the hips or pelvis. So here, this one's missing. Okay, so if I go here and I click this one, is it that one? Yeah, this one. It shows me that one, but it doesn't show me the second one. So it skipped this middle one, which I think is weird that it skipped it. Like you would think it would be in there, and it would, you know, they would actually put this one there, and then this one will be the third one, right? So I just think that that's weird that that didn't go. Like it's weird to me. But yeah, so, and then like if I was to retarget again, it should work. Again, the arms are going to be messed up, but I'm not going to fix those just yet. So yeah, that should, yeah, that definitely helped a lot. Where now it's her movements are a lot more fluid at the top because that other one's attached, the third one's attached. Yeah, so it's moving more fluently across her chest. So yeah, I hope that they help you guys, and see you around. Nothing but love.